Hey, my name is King, or as some of you might know me better, Israel. I've gotten around, but hopefully you recognize me from my own channel, King Tannic. There's a new show coming to the Burnettwork that I think is pretty exciting. Welcome to the Otaku Experience, hosted by yours truly. There is going to be a weekly series where we dive into the news and the world of anime, manga, and whatever the heck else Japan has to offer us. The show will be pre-recorded and premiere on Thursdays at 2 p.m. Pacific Time or 5 p.m. Eastern right here on the Burnettwork YouTube channel.
Greetings, imagination connoisseurs. Once again, it is I, your Duke of Dope Discourse, Robert Meyer Burnett. I invite you to watch and listen to the Designing Hollywood podcast, brought to you by Martika Ibarra and the great, legendary Hollywood costume designer, Marilyn Vance. I am afforded the wonderful opportunity of co-hosting the show. If you are interested in the magic of Hollywood, the design of Hollywood, the clothes of Hollywood, watch the Designing Hollywood podcast, available wherever you get your podcasts from, or find the video version on YouTube. That's right, the Designing Hollywood podcast. Why would you ever want to miss it? Especially if you love the movies. Greetings, imagination connoisseurs. Once again, it is I, your pharaoh of physical media. You know, whatever. We'll try this again. Robert Meyer Burnett, and I am robcasting at you. You members of this, the Post-Geek Singularity community. This is, of course, Let's Get Physical Media. I won't try and sing it this second time. I can redeem myself without having to redeem myself. Welcome to Let's Get Physical Media, but you don't watch this show for me. You don't, as much as I might want to think you do. The reason you watch this show, the reason everybody watches this show, is because your favorite German, my favorite German, the world's favorite German, all the way from Saarbrücken, Deutschland. He doesn't even have to go on Eurovision to make you love him. He is, of course, Mr. Dieter Bastian. Dieter, how are you?
Good evening, everybody. Greetings, imagination connoisseurs. Here I am. Dieter, here I am, rocky like a hurricane. Can you hear us both? First question out of the...
I think they can.
It's working now. Okay. So let's go. Rob, I'm doing fine. How are you doing? I hear more puppies are sold.
Yes, perhaps I was too excited about puppies and I screwed up the sound or something. But we're here now. We're here now, Deets. We are ready to go. Sort of.
How many puppies left, Rob?
Well, maybe after today, four.
Okay.
Four.
So 50 are gone. 50 are gone.
50%, hopefully. Looks that
50%.
way.
That's gone.
Yeah.
Okay.
We shall see.
Rob, why don't we jump into our show immediately with one of a topic I would have brought up myself, but we got a letter about it. And it's a letter that is positive, we like negative, because we always say it's good to have your physical media. And this letter comes from Just James, no surname. He writes, "Hi guys, Disney proves again the danger of losing physical media. As recently announced by Bob Iger, Disney is taking a page from Warner Brothers' playbook with HBO Max and is going to start dumping shows off of Disney Plus and Hulu. This week a list was released. These shows get pulled on May 26. He offered a link to it. The article is from Deadline. I know you guys didn't care for it, but I was a fan of the Willow series. Willow and the making of Willow are on this list. I enjoyed this show and I rewatch shows I like. But now this is impossible, being it's pulled from Disney Plus, and like all Disney Plus shows, there is no physical release. I would take a DVD release just to be able to rewatch this show again in the future. The show isn't even a full year old yet either. This right here is the danger of losing physical media for digital and streaming. This is why people need to speak up and continue to buy, or eventually we lose access to great movies and shows. I bet there will be a real bitching if any Marvel or Star Wars shows gets pulled one day. Even the less popular ones, since there is no legitimate DVD, Blu-ray, 4K disc for any of them. This is so frustrating. And I stumbled across this article myself, Rob, that Disney Plus is removing content from its streaming service. And one of the movies, where do I have my little Kindle? Let me just find it, because I was actually quite enjoying the movie The Princess, and it would be a movie that I would totally buy if it were available on physical media. But this is one of the movies that will, it's probably two-way down here, that will get pulled too. So it's, well, what can we say? It's good to own actually the stuff.
Well,
yeah. Is Rob muted again? People in the chat, help me out here. Can you hear Rob? Wait. Can you hear both of us, people in the chat? Rob says he thinks you can't hear him. Oh, he's muted again. Okay, muted. No sound from Rob. I have no doing in this, people. I have no doing in this. Can't hear Rob again. Can only hear Dieter. Yeah. Can you still hear me, Rob? Okay. Strange. Yeah. Okay. Oh, okay. Well, I don't. Rob tries to figure out the stuff. So, like I said, it's really frustrating to get stuff removed from the streaming services. Like I said, Princess would be a movie that I would actually, in our rating here on Let's Get Physical Media, it would be purchase worthy for me if they would release it on physical media. Considering shows, if a show like Willow doesn't really perform, it already got canceled. I would say I can understand removing Willow from the streaming service because it's got canceled. Why would you want to leave that one season up then, which didn't get positive resonance? So on that thing, I think I can understand Disney to say, okay, let's dump this. But just a quick movie like The Princess, 90 minutes, that doesn't hurt anyone to be on the streaming service. So this is, for me, is really a strange thing. And that's why it's good if you have something on physical media, they remove it. Okay, let them remove it. We still have it in our hands. But I wasn't expecting that. So this was, of course, the first one. Then, of course, I've seen. Where's my Kindle? Where's my goddamn Kindle? Of course, I was in my local theater and watched, of course, past 10, of course, because I'm still fan of the franchise. And of course, people want to know, is it better than 9? And like Chris Stuckman, I would say the same, slightly better. But for me, it's not about the ridiculousness of the scenes. It's more, the problem was already in 9, the ensemble, or the family, as Vin would say. It's just gotten too big. So you have to get, every character has to do something, if it's some banality. Let's go these 3 people this way, those 2 people go that way. So you have
hey,
yeah.
I don't know if you can hear. Hello?
I can hear you.
I think you can hear me now. Can you hear me now?
People hear you?
I think they can.
Rob again. I can hear Rob again, says Blue Park.
Well, there you go. Thank God.
So for me, it's actually pretty easy. If you're still on board with the Fast and the Furious franchise, you will have a good time with 10. If you have already exited the franchise after the first one, after the fifth one, after the seventh one, this will not bring you back to the franchise. Rob, have you seen Fast X? Had you time?
I have not. I know, it's terrible. I love the franchise, but I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, but you were very, very harsh with the 9 one, like we all were.
Well, I wanted to go back to what we were talking about with Willow.
Okay,
and,
sorry. Yeah, exactly. But let's go back a little bit.
What I was trying to say is I find this really disturbing because you're looking at companies, the shows that they're taking off are shows that they've made. So, Lucasfilm made the Willow show, all the documentary about Willow. Clearly that show was a monumental failure from a broadcast standpoint. It's a monumental failure. They're taking it off the air because they don't want to throw good money after bad. And in the world of streaming, what this shows is that, Willow didn't find its audience. But when you put something on streaming, it'll last forever. They can leave it up as long as they want. But clearly, from a corporate standpoint, even if they left it up, it's never going to earn its money back. The show essentially was made and has no value. And if they're not going to give it a physical media release, all that work and all of that effort disappears forever. The thing that I worry about is this could happen to essentially all of the cinematic legacy of the last 120 years, because when they're looking at analytics, as I've always said, pop culture, I believe pop culture has a half-life of 20 years. So every 20 years you go back, less and less people are interested because pop culture is of today. It's of the generation that it's from. And when we don't have that, I mean, who's going to go back and watch like movies from the 50s, the 40s? Once everything is on streaming, the analytics don't lie, and most people are going to watch modern stuff or comfort food shows like Friends. They'll always watch those. They're not going to branch out unless the streaming services, like I believe that Warner Archive should be promoted as a brand. They should figure out a way to turn what George Feltenstein and the team at Warner Archive are doing. It could be kind of a hip thing, like go back and delve into see how much fun like these pre-code movies that they've been releasing, the ones we talked about last week. Unless someone is told to go see them, they don't even know that they're there. And what we're seeing, HBO got rid of Westworld. Yeah. Westworld.
Strangely.
Now, I'm sure these shows will show up other places. As a matter of fact, Amazon just announced that they're going to start syndicating their shows. So normally their shows, the only place to get them is on Amazon, but not everybody has Amazon. So they're now going to, I think it was Amazon, they're going to sell their shows into syndication like old TV shows used to. So you can, if you don't have Amazon or you don't have Prime, I hope I'm getting this right. Let me see if it was Amazon, into Amazon syndication. I don't know if it was, maybe it wasn't Amazon. Yeah. Was it Netflix? I don't know. Somebody. I'm getting it wrong.
Someone of the big streamers.
No, it might not be. Well, anyway, one of the streamers is, I think it was Amazon, but if they're going to start selling their shows into syndication to other networks and things like that, that's another revenue stream. That's what the Writers Guild is fighting about right now. But to see all of this work just disappear, this is the future. I mean, all the corporations are going to be like, we're going to only show the top 10% of streaming things. The only movies that we're going to put out are movies that perform in a certain way. And that means that all of the other movies are essentially worthless, because if the streamers with their real-time analytics decide or the studios decide, well, no one's going back and watching movies from the 60s or the 50s, the 40s or the 30s or even the 70s and the 80s. Those movies will disappear. And it's pretty terrifying to see a show that's not even a year old being removed from a streaming service and being 86th. I mean, I never would have thought that we would see that, but it becomes academic. If the movies or the show isn't making any money, how do you justify keeping it around, even though it's a brand new show? It's relegated to the scrappy heap of history. And that actually happened to a lot of TV shows that got canceled over the course of television history. They just disappear, because they're essentially worthless. That happened on network TV for years and years and years. Wait a minute. Are you drinking a beer?
Alcohol-free, Rob.
How do you as a German do that?
I have to be level-headed here, Rob. I have to be clear and level-headed.
I'm drinking water now, man. I'm trying to get all svelte and in shape.
Here.
All right, well, I don't know what to tell you. I just think it's a little terrifying, but not unexpected. The thing is, it doesn't bode well for our cinema history. That's what I worry about.
Yeah, you're absolutely correct. Back to Fast X then, Rob. Like I said, if you're still on board with the franchise, you won't be. I don't think you will be disappointed with the new entry. But if you're already taking the exit with Paul Walker or even earlier, this one will not bring you back. It's the same ridiculous stuff that you know from the movies. And one thing, the movie is not over. It's not finished. Spoiler alert, it ends on a cliffhanger. So you will have to go see, of course, the next installment. And as we always know, nobody can die anymore in Fast X, There was even someone else brought back where I thought, wait a minute. And they tease a lot of this, but they will be fine in the next movie. But the question is, Rob, Fast X has started. How is the box office for Fast X?
Well, Dieter, it just so happens I pulled this up for you. So here we go.
Yeah.
Nancy Tartaglione, our friend Nancy on Deadline, here's the headline. Fast X speeds to a $319 million global opening. Universal's Fast X has gotten off to the starting blocks with an estimated $319 million global, while that's just a skosh, that's just a skosh lower than where we had it yesterday. This is still the second best worldwide debut of the year, behind only the Super Mario Brothers movie, which itself has jumped up to the number 3 position for the third greatest animated film of all time, overtaking The Incredibles 2, as well as the third biggest global launch for the franchise. So overseas, the weekend take for Fast X is $251.4 million from 84 markets. This is the top international opening of the year, and for the series, the second best start after The Fate of the Furious. In like-for-like markets, at today's dollars, excluding China and previews, the international opening is the number 3 best for the franchise, 77% ahead of Fast 9, which is huge, 36% ahead of Hobbs and Shaw, and 13 and 17% below The Fate of the Furious and Furious 7, respectively. When including China and previews, FX also has the number 3 opening in the franchise at 6% ahead of Fast 9, 8% ahead of Hobbs and Shaw, 39% below The Fate of the Furious, and 8% below Furious 7. Word of mouth and social scores have been strong for the Toretto family in their 10th time around. That includes China. The estimated gross through Sunday there is $78.3 million, the biggest studio debut of the year, and an encouraging note given recent wonkiness in the market. The 10th film in the Fast and Furious franchise saga is on gear to become the number 2 worldwide opening of the year, which it did. So there you go. I mean, that's for this movie, that's really, really good. And, of course, the budget. Apparently, this movie is one of the most expensive movies ever made. It cost a reported $350 million which is rather insane. But I mean, I would never want to spend that much money on a movie, because how do you guarantee? I guess with this franchise, this is the only kind of franchise you could spend that much money on. But man, that's a lot of cash, dude. What do you think?
I actually wanted to ask you, Rob, before I dove into it a little bit myself, if the budget for 2 movies that they already had planned and filmed back to back, but that's actually not the case, it seems.
No, they didn't. Apparently not. And now they're going to make a third one, which, a third. So it's going to a trilogy that ends it all. Now, here's the domestic. Anthony D'Alessandro with the domestic box office. Fast X had a 3-day opening domestically of $67 million here. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 made $32.7 million for its domestic total for Guardians is $267.2 million in week 3. Super Mario Brothers is up to $549 million here. Book Club: The Next Chapter made $3 million for a total of $13.1 million. Evil Dead Rise made another $2.4 million for a cumulative total domestically of $64.1 million. Pretty good for a movie that was going to go direct to streaming. John Wick still going with $1.33 million for $185.3 million domestic total. Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret. I will not make Then Again, Maybe I Won't jokes because no one gets them. That's made $18.6 million. The Ben Affleck movie that Robert Rodriguez directed, Hypnotic, has only grossed $4.1 million. And Blackberry made a total of $1.2 million, which I hear is great. Dungeons & Dragons rounding it out at number 10 at $92.8 million. I think a disappointment for Dungeons & Dragons.
Yeah, unfortunately. Because the movie is actually deserved way more.
I agree. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah. And I think Fast X, the domestic gross is a little bit disappointing, I have to say. I would have expected at least around the $100 million mark. The international is great, but the international market, it already started on Wednesday. And this was not on Wednesday a premiere. It already started in the afternoon with the first showings of the movie. And the 9 one, we don't need to forget, it still was heavy in the COVID situation, the 9th one, when it got released. So the domestic is a little bit disappointing for me. It's almost the 60 million that Guardians made in its second week, So, and we all know the people who are still loving the franchise are the first ones to go this weekend. So let's see how word of mouth is doing for Fast X, especially with that kind of budget. That is a tough nut. 340 million.
I know.
Unbelievable. But you get a nice sightseeing tour up. They're all over the place, and it's like as you know, the Fast and Furious series has become. This is not a return to street racing or tuning. It is what it is. It's Fast X.
It's true, but you got to go with it.
Yeah,
it is what it is. And no, I'm probably going to go today.
Nice. Guardians, Rob. Did you have time to see Guardians?
Yeah, I really liked it.
Okay.
I think I liked it more than a lot of people did. Kind of like Guardians 2. I really like Guardians 2 a lot. I was saying this last night on Midnight Musings. I thought that, if there was no Marvel Cinematic Universe and all we had was the 3 Guardians movies, I think it's a really great trilogy of films.
Yeah.
And, I think it threaded the needle of tone. I mean, I didn't think that Adam Warlock, many people have said this, was kind of wasted in the movie, but I really liked everything else. And, it was emotional, it was amusing, it was exactly what it was supposed to be, and I think it capped off the series really nicely. And I thought it was really interesting where they decided to leave Star-Lord at the very end. That was, I like that. I found that to be quite satisfying. Nice. But I really enjoyed it a great deal. I was happy. I was so happy to really like a Marvel movie again. Because Thor
There you
Love
go,
and
Rob.
Thunder and Quantum
That is
Mania.
the fine line. That is the fine line that we want to do here. For me, Rob, it was strange considering just the rating here in Germany. It got a 12, but there were actually some horrific stuff in it in the movie for me. So for a child, I don't know about that. especially the High Evolutionary. After his real face got revealed, Rob, I thought, that is some horrific stuff here.
It was great. Loved
Nice.
it.
Awesome. Let me just see, Rob, where we can go from here. You bought, Rob, you showed it last week for All Mankind, the Blu-ray. Have you seen Bill Hunt, your friend Bill Hunt, reviewed it on the digital bits?
I did.
Like I said, Tesla always does good job considering audio.
It's really,
video quality.
it's bare bones, but it looks incrable.
Yeah.
It's really good. I wish it was in
which we
4K,
always
but
say
it looks really
is-
good.
Yeah, which we always say is the important first point. And of course, Rob, it was very nice. I went to the theater, watched Fast X, and then I had to speed up home because it was Critics' Court on Wednesday. And who did I see there? In the prosecution, Robert, my friend, Rob was there. And Rob helped me out, but you weren't supposed to be the prosecution. Is that right?
No, I was.
Tell us about it. Tell us a little bit about it.
Chris Gore is doing. He's
Mr.
putting
Freaking
Star Wars
idea.
on trial. And I was going to actually defend. I was going to be on the defense for Kathleen Kennedy. That's what he was going to have me do. And instead, he asked me to come on at the last minute when I was on. You know, it's funny because I dressed for court. I had a suit and tie, coat and tie on.
It was nice, Rob. Nice. It was
And
nice.
I was playing
and
the
I
part.
love that.
But
that
I
Chris
was
totally plays
part
it,
of the
plays it straight, the judge.
prosecuting,
Yeah.
and because there was no, and my fellow prosecutor couldn't show up because of technical difficulties. I was not prepared in any way, shape, and form to do it, but the show must go on, Dietz, and so I did my best. But it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, and there's no one better, Rob, if it comes to canon. As the canonista that you are, there is no one better when it comes to that point. You know, it was the right choice to make, and I love that Chris always tries it really to play it straight. You know, like the judge. You know, no funny shenanigans here in my courtroom. Really looking forward to the next. Will you be on the show again, Rob?
I think I'm going to be on it again. I don't know when, but it was fun.
Okay.
You know, I've been all over.
Totally.
It's now that I'm sort of no longer on the John Campea show, I can go do whatever I want with whomever I want. So
It was nice to see you there because I didn't expect you, especially the prosecution on the prosecution side.
I didn't expect to be there either.
Yeah.
By the way, I did want to point out to everybody that one of my favorite new things on our network is Lana Ewan's reviews. Her and her husband Alan do these incredible reviews. If you haven't seen them, they're 8 to 10 minutes long. This week she reviews the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the first one, Tobe Hooper's original from 1974, and I thought it was a really insightful review. And check it out. I love the production values. They're so much fun to watch. So take a gander at that.
And funny, Rob. I had a totally good laugh when Win showed up at the table. You know, family. It's about family. That was great. Speaking of the writer's strike, Rob, I wanted to ask you a question. If you are in that writer's guild, I understand you strike if you write for a show. You know, you don't write at that moment for the show for the next episodes. If you in that guild, Rob, if you are at home and writing a script for a movie, is that allowed?
Yeah, I mean, if you want to write in your own time a movie, you can. Now, here's the thing. You can't do anything with that script. You can't, and I would assume that all writers are out there writing. So here's how the Writers Guild of America works. So the studios, the companies that you work for, agree to become signatories of the guild. So all the major motion pictures studios agree to abide by what the Writers Guild lays out in terms of pay schedules and how people deserve to be paid. So they agree to adhere to the Writers Guild rules. So you have to be a signatory of the Writers Guild. And so if you're a Writers Guild writer, you can't work for companies that aren't WGA signatories. You can only work for, and so what happens then is so it's a mutually, it's an ecosystem that the studios have to agree to work. They have to be a signatory to the Writers Guild, and then Writers Guild workers agree to only work for signatories of the WGA. So, but what happens is the work environment that the studios provide keeps changing. So when streaming shows up, everything is being disrupted. So the rules that the Writers Guild has are constantly have to be updated because the studios and the business is changing all the time. So the Writers Guild needs to change their own rules. So what happens is when they're changing their rules and the studios are like, well, no, they have to agree again, essentially. And the studios have to make concessions. And because the Writers Guild's like, okay, here are our rules, but now you've just changed the business. And our constituency, our writers are not being treated fairly. So we need you guys to agree to new rules, essentially. Because you've changed the business has changed. So based on the changing business, we need to change our rules to make sure our writers are compensated. So that's what's really going on. But now it doesn't stop a writer. Now a writer cannot work on any WGA show. So you can't work on any studio show, or if a film company, a bigger film company is a WGA signatory, you can't work on no WGA work can be done. That doesn't stop you as a screenwriter from sitting at home writing a spec script. You can do that. You just can't do anything with it. You can't go pitch it.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll tell you something that. So I had a pitch at DreamWorks. I am not a WGA member, even though I've won an award from them before. We pitched to DreamWorks Animation. Now, there are two different divisions of DreamWorks Animation. There's feature animation that is a WGA signatory. And then there is television animation, which is IATSE. So IATSE is another Hollywood union. I didn't want to, even though I'm not a WGA member, in solidarity with the WGA, I didn't want to pitch anything because that would break strike lines. So I contacted David Goodman, who I had on the show this week. And I said, look, can I pitch to DreamWorks? He said, look, you're not a WGA member, and you're pitching to a company that follows another Hollywood union, which is IATSE. So if we were able to sell this animated show, then it would be made under the IATSE rules and regulations. So it's not bound by the WGA covenant, call it, but it is bound by IATSE, and that was okay. And I even checked to make sure. I don't know where the results of that will be, but we shall see. But so you have to be very careful.
Thank you for clearing that up, Rob. It was always a question that I wanted to ask. It's really complex situation with the writers. Is there any movement on one of? No, okay.
No, but I'll tell you something. I never would have thought this, but Justine Bateman, who is Jason Bateman's sister, she was in Family Ties and things like that. She has come out. She's become one of my favorite people opining about the future of AI and the entertainment business. I think she's been dead on. She's made a few appearances on TV and on some podcasts, and you got to follow her on Twitter. She's really a voice. She's really forward thinking, and I really appreciate what she's been saying about AI and what the guilds are facing and what actors are facing, what the DGA is facing. I think she's spot on. And what was really interesting is AI is going to change. I mean, what we're getting, AI is really a misnomer because it isn't really artificial intelligence. It's something else, but it's not quite artificial intelligence. But still, it's going to disrupt so many different jobs. And the one thing that she was making, the point that I didn't think about, is the fact that with the writers' strike and SAG and even the DGA, these disciplines are at the forefront of this fight that's going to quantify how we're going to deal with AI in the future. The fact that these are unions making these battles is probably the best thing that we could have happen to show what's happening on the AI front. So you have unionized groups that are going in and trying to limit AI right now, because at the end of the day, we're out of luck, man. And it's good that people are fighting for artists, because, as Justine pointed out, you know, there's going to come a time in the not too distant future where you'll be able to take your favorite movie and you'll be able to swap it out with whatever actors you want. You can put yourself in your favorite movie, hell, if you wanted to. I mean, that technology might seem far-fetched now, but it's coming, and it's not very far away. And people are going to be able to generate their own movies. I mean, already with AI voice technology, you can duplicate anyone's voice. And she even pointed out, she said, and I think this is a good thing to start doing, you should have a password for your own voice. So your loved ones, people that you know, before you speak with them, you have a password, and you say, I want you to know this is me, so here's our agreed upon password. Don't share it with anybody, but it's a literal, so no one can fake your voice. And it seems silly, but that's where we're at.
Yeah.
And it's crazy.
Yeah, totally. Thanks for clearing that up for me, Rob. I would say we go to the super chats. There were some super chats coming in.
There are super chats. Would you like to hear some?
Yeah, let me hear.
John P.A. became a new member.
Yeah.
Batmat11 became a new member. C. Michael T. became a new member. And by the way, for you new members, next week we're doing another member chat. We usually do those on Saturdays every other week at 11 a.m. and they last for hours. Gandalf the White Wolf says, last week I was just Gandalf the Wolf. I wished you a happy birthday. Mine was the 16th. My heart surgery, oh yes, went well. Yeah. And now I transformed to the White Wolf. Love your show. Anticipating when Picard's season 3 goes to Blu-ray. Yeah, I hope that special features are great. 5 Dot Toast sends in a super chat. And by the way, Gandalf the White Wolf, thank you for a $20 super chat. That's very nice of you. And I'm glad your heart surgery went well. The only person I ever have known that actually had heart surgery or transplant is Aaron Harvey, who wrote the book on Star Trek the Animated Series. He's a great guy, and he's still going strong. So I'm glad your heart surgery went well. So 5 Dot Toast says, I think all the major studios with streaming services should have a dedicated disc-burning home media division that sends out BDRs and DVD-Rs whenever they engage in a tax deduction triage. That I can definitely see that. I mean, it's too bad that these shows disappear. 200 Watt Studio says, Rob, isn't this part of the WGA residuals problem? Studios remove content means not paying residuals because the content is not shown. Yes. But the thing is, like TV shows in the days of old, they would get canceled, never to be seen again. In the case of streaming, I think it was understood that these shows would last forever. Like they could be on... Like, it never occurred to me that if a streaming show was losing money, that they would just... The fact that they would... I always thought once a streaming show was on streaming, it would just stay there forever.
Yeah.
It never occurred to me that if people didn't watch it, that they were going to... Because they're still paying some kind of residuals. It's just different. But I guess it's a problem. So these TV shows go away forever. Our friend Alexander Wilson says, those Disney Plus shows that are taken off will be licensed to fast platforms like Tubi or other providers. Licensing content to third parties is back. That's absolutely true. The real question is for how much? You know, at this point, if they were going to cancel the show anyway, there's found money. And this is another thing that the Writers Guild's got to be interested in. Now that shows, if they signed a deal for a streaming service to work on a show and you were going to get a certain amount of money and that show isn't a hit, the streaming service decides to 86 the show, but then sell it into an ad revenue generating streaming platform, another platform, how do those residuals work and how do people get paid? I mean, I don't understand how it's all going to work. It's all of this is new. Whether it's good or not, that remains to be seen. It's going to be really interesting to see where this all goes.
Yeah.
Brian Doyle says, great news here in Dublin, Ireland, as HMV have just announced they are going to reopen stores here, and they're also viewing opening in other EU countries as they're doing so well. Great news for physical media lovers. Well, Dieter, HMV was a big store. The lovely Emma Bannon used to get me HMV exclusives. And I remember back in the 80s when the Beatles first came out on CD, HMV put out these album-sized boxes with the CDs in them and made a big deal of those releases. So that's cool to see HMV coming back. And because, look, I think people like, having things. I think people have always liked that. Martino Simoni, who is the creator of Play Trek. We ended the first season of Play Trek with the epilogue. I really thought that Martino, I love Play Trek. If you want to see something crazy and fun to watch, check out his episodes of Play Trek right here on the Burnettwork. Martino Simoni just sends in a super chat. And thank you, Martino. Alessandro Aldoricio just became a member. Thank you there for that. Tom Jr. Jackson says, thank you for putting up with my jokes last night. And thank you both for the fantastic streams you do. You have my respect, good sir, as well. Tom, we couldn't do it without you. You're a great moderator, a great friend, and I'm going to let you interview me, I promise. Stubble McShave sends in a tip. And people have been asking about this. You can send a super chat or a tip. It's kind of the same thing, but depending on how you want to use it. The tip link is in the description below. Stubble says, do you think Disney would have removed all that content if David Zaslav hadn't done it first and showed the way? Him doing it made all of the others realize that it was a way to decrease costs that wasn't generating any views to talk about. Oh, I think that it would have happened anyway, because all the streamers are losing money. And Warner Brothers, obviously Disney Plus, billions of dollars in the hole. They're doing anything they can to save money. So I think it would have happened, no matter what. So, yeah, I think it was inevitable. Like Thanos, it was inevitable.
Yeah.
Alexander Wilson asks, Rob, does Bill Hunt or anybody know when Avatar: The Way of Water physical media will be released? I don't know, man. I think, Disney Plus, they want to get as many subscribers as they can out of it.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we've got all these Lightstorm titles, The Abyss, True Lies, Solaris, and Strange Days that have never been released in HD, at least in this country. There's a great Strange Days has been released twice in Germany, and so is Solaris, but unfortunately, you can't get The Abyss, and you can't get True Lies. So I don't know. I hope it comes out. I thought that they were going to re-release Avatar in 4K. Who knows? I don't know if Bill Hunt knows. He probably has heard something. He would know more than me, but I'm not sure. And 200 Watt Studio says, how does that work contractually? The streaming producer and service can give you more money the more it's watched, but then screw you by pulling it. It's true. But if a show is not making enough money, they pull it and they'll sell it off to someplace else where they can make more money from it. And it really comes down to, like, if people watch it, they'll keep it. If people don't, they won't. Yeah. And with the streaming services, you have real-time analytics. And you can see right then and there.
Yeah. Totally.
Tom Jr. Jackson gifted a Burnettwork membership.
Nice.
Thank you, Tom.
Awesome. So I think we're caught up.
We're caught up. We are caught up.
Okay. Then let me jump to the next letter. I hope you have the pictures ready, Rob, that we finally get to some physical media.
let me grab those very quickly.
Yeah.
Hold on. I didn't.
Yeah.
I forgot to get them, but I can get them quickly. So, or I thought I could get them quickly. Hang on. This was Kenny Crayley's letter, right?
Exactly. Then I will do first letter from Brian Knight. While you get the letters. DVD 1000, says Brian Knight. Robert and Dieter, received my 1000th DVD today, Monday, May 15th. The winner was Smiley's People, starring Alex Guinness, arrived in my mailbox at 11:30 a.m. Second place, and technically the winner, was Sergeant Riker, starring Lee Marvin, Peter Graves, and Vera Miles. A true cat in the bag purchase. The plot appears to be a didn't is because it arrived in Ukiah, California on Saturday, and UPS doesn't deliver on weekends in my neighborhood. Didn't receive it until Monday afternoon at 4:30 p.m. Watched Smiley's People many times and wanted to add it to my collection. Sergeant Riker is simply a Dieter cat in the bag purchase, but 3 great stars. I do have more than 1,000 DVDs, but I don't count the individual discs in TV series box sets. This would add a net 222 discs to the count as a whole.
Yeah, we don't count. I count a TV series as 1 disc.
Yeah, exactly. Do you have the pictures, Rob?
I do.
Okay. Last letter comes from our Superman fan, Kenny Crayley Jr., and he writes, my physical media collection. Hello, Rob and Dieter. Hey, guys, loving the show as always. I wanted to show off my physical media collection for you guys, to show off on a future episode of Let's Get Physical Media. I sent the photos in the email to the show. Hope you got it. Thanks, guys, and keep up the great work. Sincerely, longtime watcher and listener and physical media collector, Kenny Crayley Jr. Rob, what pictures?
Well, here you go. Here are Kenny's his collection, as we can see, or maybe not. Maybe we can't see. That's interesting. Hang on a second. Wait,
yeah.
I don't know. Boy, you know what? There's all kinds of problems happening here. Let me get these one more time. I don't know what's happening today. What's going on? You know, some days are like that. It's like Alexander and the Terrible, Horrible, No Good, Very Bad Day. Well, some days are like that. Okay, here we go. Let's try this. So here's Kenny's, some of his physical media collection. You can see that new Superman box set, the Skywalker saga, very cool. And then we've got these, the MacGyver TV series. This looks like some DVDs and some Blu-rays. Look at that, the Superman and Lois show. And a lot of Superman, Kenny. I know you love Superman, which is great. And some Doctor Who in there. Look at that. And then some Superman CDs. And there's a little Blade Runner action, the Star Wars soundtracks. All very cool. That's a very respectable collection, Kenny. And I always love seeing people when they send in their collections. So thank you.
Very nice.
One day, are we ever going to see your collection, Dieter?
It's a mess here, Rob. So the pictures from Kenny is actually like it looks like here, you know, behind the cinema of the frame, you know.
All right.
Should I show, Rob, what did I get this week?
Yeah, I'll just tell everybody.
Yeah.
I got Zippo this week. Zero. For
That
various
was the
reasons.
title of the show,
One of
Rob.
the reasons is our mail is not being delivered because of the rains in California. Where our mailbox is, it's kind of been washed away, and they're holding our mail at the post office, which I've just found out about. And I don't know how we're going to fix it. Like, we've got 7 houses down this road we live on, and we have to get it repaved. Like, how much is that going to cost, and who's going to do it? And I don't even know my neighbors. So, who knows?
What's up
and
with
I knew
the
I
rain
got
in California, Rob? Unbelievable.
I got a great. Well, it's a private road, and I got a great box from Kino Lorber waiting for me, man. In addition to other things.
You know what's in it, Rob? You know what's in it.
I do know.
Exactly.
So I got nothing to show. So
You got nothing
it's
to
all
say.
you, buddy.
First, just what I finished this afternoon. Not a movie, Rob. I finally made my way through Dead Space. I've done USG as Jimura is no more, but space is safe again, Rob. I killed all the necromorphs and whoever does the horrific stuff in space. Dead Space, still a great game. On Monday, Rob, I watched Cloudy Mountain. Fortunately, Rob, not a good cat in the bag. It is China propaganda to the max, I would say. Patriotism. So, and of course, as I expected, once again, the CGI and ridiculousness here is on par with the stuff that you see in Fast and Furious. Almost.
Oh.
But yeah, it is on par. So Cloudy Mountain, fortunately, not a recommendation, unfortunately. Okay, Rob, which do I start? Okay, I start with this one. Cat in the Bag, Rob, and this is from the same director who did this one that I bought some weeks ago. I got this one, Rob. It's called Crazy Thunder Road. And this is the same director, Rob, who did Punk Samurai. But I haven't seen any of the two movies. So it's the same director. And it comes with some cards in it. Strangely enough, the name is a little bit different here.
How did you even find that to buy it?
This was just browsing. What is this one? What is this? What the hell is this? What the hell is this? You know? And then, strangely enough, when I first got this, then it says here on the backdrop from the director of Crazy Thunder Road. And then I thought, wait, I pre-ordered Crazy Thunder Road. So, you know, coincidence. Some postcards, once again. So, I hope. Wait, what the hell? Okay. So I hope too good, too nice. Cat in the Bags. Crazy Thunder Road. It says here, Rob. Takeshi Kitano said this, Rob. One of the 10 best movies of all time is Crazy Thunder Road. A statement from Takeshi Kitano, okay?
Well, if he said it, okay, that's worth watching then.
So, Crazy Thunder Road. The next one, not a return to his glory days, but I was surprised that I actually quite enjoyed the movie, considering the Rotten Tomato score is abysmal. I bought Neil Marshall's The Layer, Rob. And I totally had a good time, you know. Action movie, nice practical gore effects, of course. Some of the action scenes are a little bit too big for the budget that they had. But I was quite surprised if you love, you know, like the Resident Evil stuff from Paul W. Anderson. This is a quick 90-minute in and out, you know. I was really entertained. I was surprised.
That's what she said.
Because I didn't expect. So it's definitely better, Rob, than The Reckoning, you know, the other one. And of course, Charlotte Kirk is in it as the lead, you know. And in this one...
Wait, isn't The Lair... That's Neil Marshall?
Yeah, exactly, Rob. It's Neil Marshall. But it's not on the height of, you know, Dog Soldiers or Descent. Right. So, but this is a little bit of a combination. You have, once again, a military unit and, you know, the layer. So it's a little bit of both. But I was actually quite enjoying the layer. Next one, Cat in the Bag. I bought this with the signed poster, which is actually not more expensive, from the Pirolo Fu label in Germany, The Communion Girl. It is a Spanish movie. But, like I said, a Cat in the Bag. Let me just see if there's some...
You know, I saw a trailer for this.
Oh, okay.
And it looked good.
The Communion. It
now,
says on the
is that a Turbine book?
Exactly, Rob. Yeah, I got the number 70 out of 2,500. It says.
Wait a minute, is that Victor Garcia's movie?
Yeah, exactly, Rob. You're right.
I know Victor.
Right. You know more than
I'm friends with
me,
Victor.
You know more. You know more than
Victor.
me.
I met Victor, and he's great. He directed a Hellraiser movie.
Oh, nice. And there's a little signature of him.
Nice.
So Rob, you know more than me, considering.
I'm a big fan of Victor's.
Nice, that's good to know.
He would love the fact that there's a German media book of that.
He probably know Rob if he signed the poster. So he should know about it. So Communion Girl. The next one was a surprise. I watched it on Friday. A surprise both in the positive as in the negative category. I bought Plane. Shara Butler.
Oh, you got a Steelbook. Oh.
Yeah, all of it. The surprise for me, Rob, was how, considering I just came out of Fast X 2 days earlier, how grounded the movie felt against something like Fast X. Okay, Plane is, of course, a lot of CGI. And I was strange for me that the movie actually has tension. I wasn't expecting more like, 80s cool one-liners, I would call it more an action thriller than an action movie.
I thought so too. Because I really liked it.
Because I went into expecting, I said, a lot of action, but there is not one explosion in the movie, Rob. How can that be, Rob? Not one explosion. Give me at least one. Come on.
I know, man.
So, but it was strangely, Rob, it was really down to earth.
Where did you get that Steelbook? Where did it come from?
Here in Germany, Rob. It came out in Germany. And of course, we shouldn't forget the 3 making of featurettes are from Cliff Stevenson.
Yep.
On the extras in Germany, Rob. It came out in Germany, but I think it's come out in. Didn't it come out in USA too as a Steelbook?
It might have. I didn't see it. Probably. I just bought the standard disc.
Yeah, plain. But it did come out really now here in Germany. Really had to wait. The next one, a nice documentary about the wildlife, Ebola syndrome. The nice wildlife here, the nice Hong Kong movie. But I haven't seen this one.
Oh, dude, I have the Vinegar Syndrome release.
Yeah, exactly, Rob. So I would expect, Rob, definitely category 3, considering Ebola
it's a hoot.
Syndrome. So really looking forward to this. Let me just see here. So Anthony Wong, one of the big names from Hong Kong cinema. So Ebola syndrome. And the last one, Rob, perhaps you remember, where do I have it? Last week, I read a letter from Peter Jakavon, who asked me in the last sentences the following. Okay, thanks for your question. Thanks for your patience, and here's the important matter at hand. Every week, I think we should be getting data onto that lowers and uses linguistic acumen to our physical media advantage. Let me give you an example. Recently, a 4K UHD media book has appeared of yet another Charles Bronson European co-production, Rider on the Rain. Der aus dem Regen kam, in German. It has 1 4K disc and 2 BDs. Now, a brief investigation on Blu-ray.com shows there is an English cut and a superior French cut. So here's the question: which cut of the film is on the actual 4K disc of the German release, and if it is the European cut, does it have English subtitles? I have no extra curricular authority to give. And you know what? I searched a little bit and I thought, you know what? I buy this movie. Riders on the Rain with Charles Bronson. So Peter, to answer your question, yes, it has the European version, which is a little bit longer, about, I believe, 4 minutes. But I read, Rob, on one of my websites, there are just, as I understand it, your American version is just trims here and there. So not really any new scenes or different stuff. So you get the European version in 4K. The second one is a Blu-ray with the American version. And the last one is the Blu-ray with the European version.
That's cool.
The European version comes with German and French audio tracks, but with English subtitles. And the American version has, of course, an English dub, because I read on IMDb, Rob, the movie has been shot separately 2 times in English and in French.
Wow.
And Rob, it's 50 years old, and I have to say, I was really, really entertained. It's a nice thriller with nice cat and mouse game, really nice twist. So really, Peter, thank you for a recommendation, and I hope I could help you out a little bit yourself with it. And let me just check. I don't find any coding here, but I think it was the Blu-rays are region B. I checked it. The 4K, of course, is region 3, but the Blu-rays in it are region B. And there are 2 different cover variations. This is the Amazon exclusive cover for Riders on the Rain with Charlie Bronson here, which actually was really, really good. Thank you, Peter. I bought it, Rob. I bought it. You always try to help the people here, if they have questions. So this was my purchases for this week, Rob. Where do we go?
Where do we go from here? Well, we got some more.
News?
We have
Super
news.
chats?
We
Yeah.
got all kinds of things. We have a few more tips. Our friend Superhero Displays says,
nice.
"Howdy and guten Tag." This is pretty funny. Hang on a second. Okay. Howdy and guten Tag. Y'all enabling physical fucking media motherfucking fucks. Why the strong language? Well, I sold every physical movie I had for cash, space, and because it really seemed pointless, as I had access to everything I physically owned. But after just over 2 years of y'all informing me how wrong I am, you broke me. I purchased my first physical media movie in the better part of a decade. Superman 2, the original, and the Donner Cut 4K Steelbook.
Hey.
I hope you enabling physical fucks are happy, because I am. Well, there you
Nice.
go.
Go.
That's what we like to hear.
Yeah, exactly.
I like enabling people. Remember, the answer on this channel is always yes.
Always. Yes.
Should you buy it? Yes. Yes, you should. And Superhero Displays, thanks for supporting the channel and using foul language. I appreciate that. I mean, I really do. And that was done in a very illustrative way. So great. Stubble McShave says, I upgraded my physical media collection today. I received a nice hardcover version of Shogun in the mail to replace my old paperback version. It's been over 20 years since I read it. I tagged you on Twitter with a picture of it. For those of you who don't know, the book Shogun is by James Clavell, and I read it after I saw the miniseries. It's a big, thick book. The TV miniseries is great, and they have remade Shogun. I hope it's better than the remake of the Stand miniseries, or just the new version of the Stand miniseries, because that was not good. But yeah, Stubble, I haven't read the book. God, it's 40 years for me. But yeah, that's cool. I'll have to take a look on Twitter and see what the book looked like. I hope it's in great shape. That would be definitely something to own. I'd love to get a original first edition hardcover copy of Shogun. Because remember, kids, books are physical media too.
Yes.
And let's see what we got for other super chats that people are firing in. Andy Beglin's Stairwell Sessions says,
Andy.
Hey, Robin Dieter, happy birthday for last weekend. I just watched a lovely film today I kind of was touched by, called Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret. Have you seen it yet? I love you both. Well, look, I mean,
Yeah.
I read the book when I was in elementary school. Like when I was in the 4th grade, 10 years old, Judy Blume was a big deal. Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret. Then again, Maybe I Won't. And it was all about girls getting their first period. So when boys read it, it's like, ooh, I'm learning about the inside of the female psyche. So, everyone read the books. And then, of course, Judy Blume went on to write a book called Forever, which was about a girl losing her virginity. It was about a sexual relationship, a first sexual relationship. And, of course, the girl in that book named her boyfriend's penis Ralph. And my grandfather's name was Ralph, which was a little awkward, to be honest. But I have not seen Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret. Although I'd watch it. Are you going to watch it, Dieter?
Me neither, Rob, because it's always so the little movies that are smaller hasn't even started here in the theatrical run.
I would just like to, if we live close together, I would take you to see Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret, just to shoot your out of the theater reaction to the movie.
Okay.
Andy Beglin's Stairwell Sessions goes on to say, thanks for your recommendation, Dieter. Sisu is rad.
Yes, he's right.
So good.
I watched the tour. Sisu. This is, of course, purchase worthy. I will buy this movie. Had a great time. Good laughs. This is my kind of gem, Sisu. Loved it.
Irene Jobson says, what's in the box? Not a 69. Oh, boy. Wow. It could be, depending on, I guess, if you want to use, never mind. Was it Green Lantern PN or GLPN? Oh, this is an important question. Asks, do you think we'll get a big box set for The Exorcist 4K?
Ooh.
I think we will, but I don't necessarily think Warner Brothers will make it. It might be from Zavvi or somebody like that.
Yeah.
Maybe you'll get some kind of a special. I would love to get an Exorcist box set for the 4K.
Fingers crossed about the cover artwork, Rob. Just saying.
I want a Steelbook black and white with Father Marin standing outside the Georgetown house of Chris McNeil and Reagan McNeil. Give it to me.
We'll probably, I would think, in the same vein of the Lost Boys and the Poltergeist Special Edition or the Vacation, National Lampoon's Vacation Edition, something in that kind of vein, I would think.
I agree. I do agree. So would you like to hear the news?
Yeah. Give me the news.
Let's start with sales figures. As always, here are the... Oh, you know what? This is not good. Okay, I see what I've done here. I've made a terrible error, and I've got to alleviate this problem that I've made for myself. So hold on. I'm doing that for a minute. Give me a second while I get all the news that's fit to print. Okay, first of all, we've got this. We have the top 10. These are now Blu-ray bestsellers for the week, ending on May 13th. Yellowstone Season 5. People love that Yellowstone on Blu-ray. Number 1. Number 2 is Knock at the Cabin. Number 3 is 80 for Brady. Number 4 is Jesus Revolution. I might buy Yellowstone, but Knock at the Cabin I kind of want to get. But number 5, Dragon Ball Super, Superhero. Number 6 is the Superman 1 through 5 film collection, or 1 through 4 or 5 film collection. Number 7 is the remake of Children of the Corn. Number 8 is Cocaine Bear. Number 9, Cocaine Bear and Plane are tied for number 8 and 9. And then there's Justice League plus RWBY Superheroes and Huntsman Part 1. That's a pretty eclectic list. Okay, I'll take it. Then we have now these are the top 5 media sellers, including DVD, Blu-ray, 4K. Yellowstone, number 1. Knock at the Cabin, number 2. Number 3, 80 for Brady. Number 4, Jesus Revolution. Number 5, Children of the Corn. By the way, you know what? I think Jesus Revolution and Children of the Corn would make quite a fine double feature, if you want. Because He Who Walks Behind the Rose is not Jesus. But when you have He Who Walks Behind the Rose, then you can have a Jesus Revolution. So, hey, why not? Now, these are the top 5. Now, we talked about the sales figures for UHD plummeting over the last couple weeks. These are the top 5 4K bestsellers. Everything Everywhere All at Once has been out for months. Top Gun Maverick has been out for months. Knock at the Cabin is new. I'm surprised it's not higher. Black Panther: Wakanda Forever has been out for months, and Plane has also been out, not for months, but for a while. So there's not any real big attraction titles to up those sales figures. Why isn't Deep Impact on that list? Come on, man. And then finally, Dieter, we got more. We got more on the 4K, or pardon me, on the 3D. We got Top Gun 3D. What a surprise. Wizard of Oz 3D. Pokemon Detective Pikachu and Sing 3D. What, are people just discovering 3D? I don't know. So do you have anything to say about that, Dietz? I mean, what do you think? Is it something that what do you think?
Would the Top Gun 3D Blu-ray shouldn't be sold out already? Always on the first place, from the charts.
Apparently not. I don't know. It's crazy. wacky, son.
Yeah.
Okay, you want me to get into the actual
interesting?
Let's see what interesting titles we can get here.
Yeah.
There's some cool stuff. So Criterion announced new titles that are coming out. And the only one I was interested in 4K was one of Akira Kurosawa's last films, which is, of course, Dreams. Martin Scorsese is actually in this movie. So that's coming out. I mean, that's definitely something that I would want to buy. And I'll pick that up. So that's exciting. Then, Dieter, I think you might be interested in this. This is the Japanese Steelbook for Meg. I don't know if you would pick that up. Would you pick that up, Dietz? I don't know. Would you want to get the Japanese Steelbook for Meg? Is that something you would want or not?
Can you hear me, Rob? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear.
Yeah. I pre-ordered it, Rob, today.
Oh, you did? Oh, I didn't hear you. I guess I wasn't hearing you for a while. That's okay. Well, there you go.
I pre-ordered it today.
Oh, that's
and
good.
I can't wait for Meg 2.
Really?
I loved the first one. I had a good time.
Okay.
I had a good time.
I'm not going to. Far be it for me to criticize you. And then Imprint in Australia they're now doing these actress collections. So
I've seen the email about it.
So here you go. The film focus on Jessica Lange. So we've got these films from her, and I can't really see because it's too small to see which, because I can't see for shit anymore. So we've got Music Box, Francis, which is a really good movie, actually, Losing Isaiah, and Crimes of the Heart. So those are all coming out in a box set. That's pretty cool. I mean, if you're a Jessica Lange fan. Imprint is also putting out, and I can't find it, but their Jennifer Connelly box set that includes classics like Career Opportunities. I don't know. Do you have any interest in these?
Probably. I think they're expensive. Considering
they are expensive.
Yeah.
What are you going to do? Well, that's cool that they're putting that out, but kind of neat. Indicator over in Powerhouse is adding to their Jean Rollin lesbian vampire collection, which is always a good thing. They're putting out The Rape of the Vampire. I love these Indicator titles. I love Jean Rollin's lesbian vampire movies, so bring them on. 2 came out last week. They got more coming. And also a movie, this isn't great, but I kind of like it, The Night of the Hunted, which is, look at these covers. Go indicator. Go powerhouse. Thank you for that. Now, here's something. Look at this, dude. Hard Target, individually numbered, exclusive to the UK, which I hate because they don't ship it over here, but Hard Target. What do you think? Is this something you're going to buy?
What do you think, Rob? 50-50 chance. 50-50 chance.
I think you're going to buy
Rob.
it.
Yes. The answer is yes. Because I love Hard Target. I know you are always expecting the work print or whatever that the John Woo original cut was, but it's not available, Rob. God damn it.
I know. Well, it was on the French disc, right?
But it's just more the unrated version. I don't think that is the version.
Oh, the work print.
Oh, no, you were right, Rob. No, you were right. It was on the French, but it was an VHS quality, Rob.
Yeah. Well, that's all you can get it. Yeah.
Now I remember, Rob. You're right, but I haven't watched it because, the quality, let's face it, it's VHS quality. But you're right. And it's an Easter egg, Rob, on the disc. It's not featured
Right.
if you, I think when you look through the menus, it's some kind of a hidden feature.
You have to know it's there.
Yeah, exactly.
Here's a fun one. George Romero's Stephen King adaptation, Creepshow, is coming out in a 4K collector's edition. Everyone loves this movie. It's good. It's fun. I'll get it. Are you a Creepshow fan, Dieter?
I even loved the second one too, Rob. The three stories from the second one. I
like the raft, but the rest.
Yeah, totally, Rob.
The raft was good.
Greatly done. Yeah.
And then this is interesting. Believe it or not, it is the 30th anniversary of Jurassic Park this year.
Ooh.
30th anniversary. Yeesh.
Still holds up.
They're putting out this big 30th anniversary box set. So there you go. It's a 30th anniversary collector's edition. So there you go. I don't know if anybody wants to get this, but it's coming out. It's got a film cell, steelbook, prints, all kinds of stuff. So there you go. The 30th anniversary Jurassic Park disc. And that's it, Dietz. Would you buy this 30th anniversary Jurassic Park disc?
Considering Jurassic Park, no, Rob, because I already have the movie on, 4K on 3D. So at the moment, I'm not jumping to for this edition at the moment. Not really.
Yes.
Even it is a classic, a masterpiece, it still holds up.
Yeah, it is. It's great. Well, that's all the news that I've got for you.
Okay.
Superhero Displays sends in another tip and says, Dieter, where can I get that T-shirt? As I'm now knee-deep in buying movies in physical fucking form, can you educate me on all things Steelbook, i.e. what should I look for, where to buy, etc., etc.? Also, do you have the one y'all made me buy? Superman 2. Did you buy the Superman Steelbooks?
Yeah, I got the whole collection, Superman 1 through 4 in the edition.
Me too.
I actually can't tell you where to get this T-shirt. My boss Patrick got it for me. I didn't bought this T-shirt, so he got it for me. But you should be able to get it. Merchandise for the MCU movies should be easy to get. And wasn't there a third thing he wanted to know about Steelbook? The Steelbook stuff.
Yeah, he wanted to know about Steelbooks.
But what to look for? The only thing to look for is, fingers crossed, when you order it online, that it comes undamaged. That's the big thing to hope for, considering ordering Steelbooks. I remember that Amazon, but not particularly Amazon, but in general, there were a time where the Steelbooks were already in a nice package, and that package came to another package, so they were really nicely protected. But They have unfortunately stopped with that packaging for the steelbooks. Considering buying, I'm ordering everything online. So considering steelbooks, look what cover motive you like, and of course that you like the movie. That's of course it's always the first. Don't buy that much cat in the bags as I do. Okay. So Rob, are we caught up? Yeah,
we are caught up. But I have to ask you about something that I heard today, this week, and it made me feel that I was an idiot. So, have you heard of Media Psychos? MediaPsychos.com.
Website, Rob? No.
It is a website.
No.
Now, apparently, and I don't quite understand this because I haven't looked into it, they do group special edition buys from all over the world. So if you become a member of their website, you can sign up for these special editions, these elaborate special editions from all over the world, most of which I haven't even seen before, that you and I don't even have. And they can get them for you.
Okay.
And I didn't. Somebody asked me about them. Like, do I approve of them? And I'm like, I didn't know what they were talking about.
Me neither. Send me a link via WhatsApp.
It's MediaPsychos.com, and if you look at their special features and stuff, dude, there's special features I haven't even seen at the top of their place. If you go to, they're showing a All You Need Is Kill special edition that's amazing. It's amazing. And I had never seen these. And some of these special features they sell, like they've got a Scarface Humidor special edition for $900.
Ooh.
I mean,
Schnäppchen.
It is not a Schnäppchen. But they have a lot of really cool things that I really haven't seen before. And so that's MediaPsychos.com. So check it out.
Cool.
Media Psychos is a community dedicated to bringing together media collectors from all over the world. In addition to offering group buys at cost, as well as premium memberships and many more perks which are exclusive to our site, we pride ourselves on being a community where members are happy to discuss their shared passions, as well as many other topics. And it looks pretty cool. I mean, all these things, I'm salivating as I look at them. But I didn't know anything about this. I'm like, what is this? I don't know.
Nice. So, nice to know.
That's Media Psychos. I mean, I look at this, like, I'll give you an example. Okay.
Yeah.
This is from Media Psychos. Here is a Jaws box set.
Yeah.
From Media Psychos. And I don't believe I'd ever seen this before. But if this is what they're doing, so here, let me switch this over so you can see it right away. But here's the box set. Like, I've never seen this box set, and this is why I feel like an idiot, because here's the box set. So there's the box set you should be able to see on the screen. Like, have you ever seen this before? I've never seen this before anywhere. So
Cinemuseum Art. I think I remember that company, but I don't know where I stumbled across them. Perhaps. Okay. But they're really only those specific collections that you can order together.
I don't know, man. I mean, they probably figure out a way to have these like group buys for things, and they have a ton of them, and they've got all these different companies like Blue Fans out of China, Kimchi DVD out of Korea, Nova Media, Plain Archive. They had like the Little Drummer Girl disc that you bought.
Okay.
and they got some really interesting stuff. So maybe I'll have to become a member. More places to spend our money. There you go.
Marv Docker says in the live chat, nice, that's the Sin Museum release from Italy. This release would be from Italy.
Oh, interesting. See now
they are Italian.
Now I know why I feel like an idiot.
Okay, nice.
Yeah. Well, there you go. So that's pretty cool. That's all I can say. Look good.
Definitely. Are we caught up?
Learn something new every day. Yeah, we are caught up on. Oh wait, hang on. Yeah, we're all caught up. We are caught up.
So just what I have seen still this week, Rob. Besides Sisu on the digital purchase side, I bought watched Polite Society. Totally great movie.
Where's that from?
Enjoyed it. I bought it as a digital stream, Rob.
Oh, okay.
As a digital stream. Because, Rob, why do you buy the digital stream? It will come out here in August in theater, And I'm really looking forward to as early as I can possibly watch a movie, and I heard good things about it. Rob, have you watched on Netflix Never Have I Ever, the sitcom? On Netflix, Never Have I Ever? No, okay.
I have not. No.
I just wanted to say this movie has nothing to do with the series, but it is in the same kind of spirit, I would say. So it feels a little bit like a spin-off. We have our lead, Rena here, wants to be a stunt woman, for the MCU movies, And her older sister, arranged marriage, and she doesn't like the guy, and then she likes to find out dirt about him, Really funny, had a good time. Chris Gore wasn't sure about the type of movie he was watching. He mentioned some kind of dark thriller. No, it's not a dark thriller. It's a comedy. Polite Society, but recommended, and I will buy it. What I will not buy, Rob, is this one. Ant-Man and Quantumania. I watched it last Wednesday when it came out on Disney Plus. No need to see that movie again. I'm just saying. This one, just quick, because it's probably not available internationally. I watched on Amazon. The Discounter, it's a German series. Just wanted to mention it. It's in the style of The Office, like a documentary, where they follow the people around at the superstore, And if you think that The Office has cringe-worthy moments, those top them easily. What was in that kind of show. I don't know if this series is delivered from Amazon internationally. It is an Amazon exclusive, but probably just here in Germany. This was the stuff I have watched from. So for my end, I have the live chat is the last thing I have left on the cards on the table.
Well, that's good. Well, let's then take us home then, buddy.
Okay. Previously on Let's Get Physical Media, Eucalyptus, unpopular opinion. I think Lana should dress a little more appropriately. You are right. That is an unpopular opinion, Eucalyptus, She should just stay as she is in the great reviews. Stubble McShave. We stopped making jokes about To Live and Die in LA half a year ago, but they're still going on, Stubble. What can you do? Eucalyptus wants to know, Rob, where's the panel show that you promised us? Can you tell us a little bit about? Is it still planned? Is it still in the works?
Yes, it's still in the works. I'm going to probably launch it June 1st. It's called The Imagination Connoisseurs, and it's a little logistically difficult, graphics, music, and opening thing, and panelists. It's tough.
Yeah.
But it's coming. It is coming.
It's coming. Okay. Crashing Coyote, hot take here. Thanks for doing a live show and not locking it behind a paywall. Hot takes, just saying. Just saying. Equidity Group, Guardians was a masterpiece, and Penny, Guardians of the Galaxy 3 was entertaining. Tom Jr. Jackson, Guardians was fun and emotionally heartbreaking, and I loved it. Some people were confused by my drink of choice, beer with Coke mixed. Irene Jobson, Coke with beer, it's a bitch beer, she said. And Pumpkin said, more beer than Coke, Dieter's biography title, okay? So, let me just see. Pod Racing Palpatine, Coke and beer, oh my god, that sounds almost as bad as Jupiter Descending, okay? But Undead Sick came to my rescue. We actually have that in Holland as well, Dieter. We call it Snow White. It's beer mixed with 7-Up in Holland, okay? Undead Sick, I wish I was excited, but I fell off the Fast and Furious franchise after part 5. Like I said, if you're not on board anymore, then the new one will not bring you back. Tim Hens, you done better than me. I haven't watched any of the Fast and Furious movies since the very first one.
What? You've missed the masterpiece that is Fast 5?
Yeah, exactly. You're missing out, Tim. You're missing out. Undead Sick, I quite like part 5, but my big problem is that it has become a CGI and car crash extravaganza. Yeah, that is correct. And Rob, we had Mother's Day last week, and we all know that you were adopted. And even Tim Hammond said, I was adopted too, like Rob, never knew or met my real mother. Eucalyptus, when Rob's mother adopted him, did he came with special features?
Oh, yes. Yes, I did.
Charlie the Unicorn, the shocker is that Dieter has a functional VHS player. No, I don't. I'll make it that assumption, Charlie the Unicorn. The VHS box that I showed is just a gift from my friend, but I don't have a VHS player. And Marv Dogger, I'd rather have The Abyss and True Lies in 4K before we get a new release of T2. Marv Dogger, actually, I'm there with you in the same boat, because if I want a 4K of T2, I actually want to be it the extended edition, not the theatrical version. So let me just see there. Okay, this was the same. Considering my lamp and the stripper pole that some people say it is, Tim Hens, who knows? Maybe that pole takes deeds to his bed cave. And of course, we got a lot of birthday wishes. Thank you for that. Danzig, 1979, on the subject of 70mm. I have never seen a 35mm or 70mm presentation. Is it something you need to see? Possibly may go to see Interstellar in 70mm. Can you tell us a little bit about 70mm movies?
Okay, when you're talking about 35 or 70, that's just the size of the actual film print. Actually, it's 65mm, the 5mm is where the sound goes. But a great 70mm print has more detail. It's obviously larger. So when you see it on a big screen, it's sharper. It has more depth, more color, theoretically. They haven't made a lot of new 70mm prints of anything in a long time. So when you see older movies, it really depends on how the condition of the print itself. I've seen some 70mm film prints that don't not look good. They're chewed up. But if you could see Interstellar, because Christopher Nolan had prints of that made in 70mm, I bet it would look spectacular. So
if it's still a fresh one,
yeah,
not one that has run 1,000 times.
Yeah.
The next one, Rob. Now I'm looking like an idiot, Rob, because you have to help me out here, Rob. Divina Duckworth, is there a chance that the Ultra HD Blu-rays will lose their Intel SGX security requirement? What is that, Rob? The SGX security requirement, is that a handshake from the player to the disc?
Well, yeah, I mean, so okay, so
is there a chance that the Ultra HD Blu-rays will lose their Intel SGX security requirement?
Well, when you get a Blu-ray disc and a 4K disc, they work like computer software. Yeah. So that's always a possibility that they would change things. So She said SGX.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
the Singapore exchange.
Okay.
So, I mean, it's a data security issue. That could always change. The formats could always change, but I don't really know enough to answer one way or another.
Yeah.
So,
okay. Back to 70 millimeter. I admit I haven't seen 70 millimeter in decades, but I'm eager to see it again. But there's no cinema near me. Yeah, that is probably the tough one to find. Even theater that does 70 millimeter. Five-Star Toast is here, Rob, and he said 35 and 70 millimeter provide better representation of motion because the dark periods between film frames prevent motion from being smeared across your retina, not quite as sharp as digital. Davina Duckworth, small rooms tend to get a lot of bass, considering sound, and that is correct. I remember my old room at home, I didn't need a subwoofer. KL, I love bass, we all do, but it has to be at the right size, John Kibola, even I know what motion smoothing is. I turned mine off. Exactly. It's the so-called soap opera effect. Let me just see. Albion, I've been having a lot of problems with my LG soundbar. Okay, I don't know if it's a calibration issue or general just problems with the LG soundbar. Paul in Long Beach was a little bit perplexed. Why is Dieter wearing a tie? Well, it was our double birthday bash last week, so I dressed a little bit up for the occasion last week.
Yeah.
At Adventure Square, I live in a shoebox, so my 5.1 is all squished, and my 50-inch 3D TV almost in my face. Not a problem. Lesser Brown, for my little house, I was considering a home theater. That is, of course, the best situation, like Rob, if you can have a dedicated room for a home theater.
Oh, for sure.
Maury Rivas says, that's a kick-ass name, Dieter from Army of the Dead. I don't know if Dieter is a kick-ass name, but I take it. Even that character was not my favorite from Army of the Dead. Rob, we had the question last week, how can people join you on YouTube? And Adventure Square says the join user interface opens a pop-up, so perhaps an ad blocker or Java blocker is preventing it. That could be one.
Oh, that could be, yeah, people. For sure.
And the other one that you mentioned, he mentioned a little bit later. Yes, you have to be logged into YouTube to join.
You have to be logged into YouTube. That's right.
So these are the 2 points that you have to may consider, because I remember sometimes if you're using ad blocker, it can create problems with that kind of stuff. Alpetal, I also have problems with membership on YouTube. Perhaps we could help you out. You have to log in, perhaps check if the ad blocker lets you not do the membership. And considering sound, Davina Duckworth, it's nice when the neighbors don't complain. You can really enjoy movies and music. And that is, of course, that is correct. Demens, Dietz doesn't need to worry about his hair when watching feedback on his channel. We talk later about that, Tim. Unbelievable. KL, can
I don't have to worry about my hair.
It looks great, Rob. Looks great. I'm jealous. KL, can Rob reach 100,000 subscribers before December? Well, if he did get a scoop again, like, a script, some kind of script that people are hesitant.
Oh, yeah, I think doing a panel show and doing more smaller videos and breaking up videos and just getting more stuff out there, you get more people to join the channel. Look, at this point, I've been doing this now I really want my plaque. I want my 100,000 subscriber plaque. Paul Chato got one in less than a year. I'm just slacking off, man. I'm not doing the job I'm supposed to be doing.
And Rob, what I like about our show, we don't always know where it goes. physical media is our centric theme, but we go there. And last week we talked about the Eurovision Song Contest,
We did.
Dancing, 1979. I wonder how rock-loving Dietz feels about Germany's Eurovision performance despite coming last. I liked it, Dancing, I haven't seen it, but I believe you. Altmetall, despite my love for metal music, the German song was simply bullshit. Tim Hens, I'm sure Dietz has no interest in the Eurotrash contest. Has better taste in music than that. I hope so. At least, and he goes on, at least the UK came second from bottom at Eurotrash. Okay? So we're just in cahoots together, And Danzig thinks Germany was robbed. Okay? So, let me just see. And Tom Jr. Jackson said we might be getting something like it in America, I heard. Something like the...
you know what? Eurovision's unto itself. We don't need that in America. Yeah. Let Europe have their cool thing. It's Eurovision, man.
Yeah. Modesty Maltese. Sorry, Dina, Germany did not deserve to be the last. There were way worse songs than the German one. Demands it's called Eurovision for a reason, although Australia also take part too. Go figure. Okay. And Adventure Square, ABBA knocked it out of the Eurovision park back in the day. That's it, 1979. I'm willing to bet ABBA perform next year in Sweden for Eurovision for the 50th anniversary of winning Waterloo. Okay, with Waterloo. Okay. And demands the Eurotrash contest has been politicized for years now, which I think he is actually right. This one I forgot to do research, Rob. Anthony Mendoza. Does any of my fellow physical media fans know where I can get two titles? 1986, The Eliminators, and second, Solar Babies. I haven't checked.
Whoa. First of all, why? Solar Babies is MGM.
Okay.
It is the Eliminators. Available? I don't think so. Yeah. I don't
searching
think so.
For these two titles.
And the Eliminators, is that Full Moon? Is it?
I have no idea. 1986.
I want to see if it's Full Moon. Yeah. I seem to remember it was. Hang on. Yeah. I mean, maybe that will come out. What studio is it? I'm looking to find out what studio it is. Yeah. Tim Thomerson. Why am I not seeing this? But I think it's not Full Moon. I mean, it's Empire. Yeah, that's what I mean. It's Charlie Band. It's an Empire movie. I don't know. That's a good. I would imagine it would come out somewhere. Because it is Charlie Band. That was back in the day when he was making From Beyond and Dolls and Reanimator and Eliminators.
Adventure Square in the live chat says Solar Babies is going out of print. But I can't remember who has it. Which label it came from. I forgot to do a little bit of research myself about these two.
There is an Eliminators DVD.
Okay.
Actually, you know what? Wait a second. Okay. It says Sci-Fi Movie Marathon, The Eliminators. It's a DVD set. It's $92. There's one left. There's one left in store. It's called Sci-Fi Movie Marathon. It comes with America 3000, Arena, Eliminators, and the Time Guardians. And it's $90. So there you go.
Okay, four movies, right? Four.
And you know what? Here's a review. Timeless trash. I use the term trash as affectionately as the term can be used. These movies are utterly ridiculous, awe-inspiringly awkward, bizarre, and as creative as they are brazenly without sophistication. The average prospective movie hunter would turn up their nose at any and all but a true aficionado of once-in-a-lifetime experimental exploitation flicks. The quality is meh. Looks like straight-to-video transfers for the most part, except the Time Guardians, which is surprisingly crisp. There are no extras, but the fact that I got 4 exceedingly entertaining B pictures in a box more than satisfied me. So there you go. So it's out there, but Hard to find.
Hard to find.
Hard to find. Although, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Eliminators. Nope. I guess there's no Blu-ray release of Eliminators. So there you go. Maybe one day. Charlie Band's been putting stuff out. So who knows? Maybe we'll see it. Wait a second. Aha. Okay.
Oh.
The Empire Pictures Blu-ray collection. I didn't even know that this existed. Okay, it's in a box set. The
What is in it?
A lot, actually. This is $400 if you can find it.
Ooh.
Okay, here's what's in it. Metal Storm in 3D, The Dungeon Master, Ghoulies, Trancers, Eliminators, Crawl Space, From Beyond, Terror Vision, Troll, Dolls, Prison. That's Rennie Harlan. I would love to get Prison on Blu-ray. Cellar Dweller, Catacombs, Ghost Town, Ghoulies 2, Robot Jocks, Arena. It's DVD only. And when did this come out?
Yeah.
Release
date?
I'm looking. It doesn't say. I'm looking for when this was released, but the only buying options were I only see one listing for this.
Yeah.
And it
used or new, Rob?
It was 600. They only made 600.
Ooh, okay.
And yeah, it's unfortunately bummer. Now there is that other Empire of Screams disc coming out, and I'm looking for that, although I don't know what they're putting on that. But hey, so there's hope. Maybe you can find Eliminators out there somewhere.
Yeah.
I don't know where.
Keep looking and hoping, Anthony. Okay. Just quick back to the Eurovision demands. Very sure the UK entry was worse than the German one. They always are. Okay. Admiral, they should have sent Electric Callboy. At least they got a bit of an international reputation. Albion, I thought the UK effort last night, the song was okay, but the girl had no stage charisma. Danzig, 1979. Rob doesn't want your tips. He wants your scripts.
No. No, I don't.
Admiral, Germany and UK mostly fight for the last place of Eurovision. Yeah, okay.
Well.
RJ Skorenki. I heard a rumor that Robert Meyer Burnett was born on the Enterprise. Since when is this a rumor, Rob?
It's not a rumor. I was born in the bowling alley.
Danzig, 1979. Rob converted me. I saw To Live and Die in LA a couple of months ago. It rocks. Yes. KL.
That's for all you.
We're waiting.
If you want to meme me.
There you go. KL, Rob, can you put the tip or super chat question on screen? Rob could do that like he did back in the day with Observation, but then I would be muted again when I want to intersect, give my 50 cents to it.
I'll do that. You know what? I forgot I did that. I could do that. I'll put super chats and tips up more.
Yeah. Kale, Rob should have wore a tie as well. He did on the Critics Squad.
I did.
Rob, nice suit. It was nice. On the prosecution side. Neil Deep, you and Dieter should talk about beer and drinking in Germany. Probably Rob knows way more than I do about that topic, even here in Germany. 5-Star Toast. So my 80 for Brady UHD is a bootleg. So as far as I know, if no 4K is available for 80 for Brady, should be bootleg. KL, Ray and Rob are 3D aficionados. Exactly. Thomas Bartholdi, 3D couldn't handle Rob's version. In Alpental, I bought an obscure 3D Kung Fu movie from around 1980 recently on Blu-ray. In Adventure Square, Kino Lorber is putting out Prison Girls in 3D. That list is going to expand like a coming at your snake in the face. Probably means the 3D.
Coming
3D
at you.
Yeah. Selling charts. And Rob, you asked me about the Trauma, the Toxic Avenger set, and I said, I'm not sure about it. And the man says, of course, Dietz will buy them, not known as the Trash Panda for nothing. No.
He's not wrong.
And he's not wrong, Tim, yeah. Monkey Cheapest, Dieter has the same birthday as me. Right to know. Then belated happy birthday to you. Davina Duckworth, I've noticed that some of the German disc releases are quite good. Too bad so many discs are region locked. Which, of course, we always say it's great to have a region-free player that you can buy from all over the world. But there is actually good side if you're region locked. It saves you money.
It's true.
You money. Adventure Square, like I said, if Rob goes full screen on the charts, then I am muted. I think Dieter gets muted sometimes in these full screen views. That is correct. Lord Toss, our moderator, is here. The live chat is the heartbeat of the show. That sounds great. Danzig 1979, perhaps Rob knows it too. Black Cat, the Michael Mann movie, was delayed to September. However, it was the director's cut they found that was broadcast on.
We talked about that. I can't wait to see that. I haven't seen that director's cut, so I'm dying to see it.
Nice. Adventure Square, happy birthday, Dieter, from last week. I'm also a trash panda at heart and in several of my bookcase movie rows. Nice to know. Davina Duckworth, the Blu-ray of Big Trouble in Little China is excellent. Yes, but you would like it in probably 4K.
Where is, since Disney picked up, look, can I just where are my Disney for look, they own Fox. Where's Patton on 4K? Where's French Connection on 4K? Where's any Fox films on? Where's all that jazz on 4K? Come on, Criterion. Give it to me. Give it to me now.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Excellent. Big Dis Energy. Who is Afraid? The new movie from Ari Aster. Is worth getting on video on demand and Blu-ray. The Alex Sorber, I'm afraid of both. Was the other way around. Chu Chin, props to Dieter for that VHS box set in the background. Seeing that is a birthday gift for all of us. Nice to know. And this was actually, Rob, the final statement from the live chat from last week.
All right, then. Well, that's great. Love it, love it, love it. And, we're caught up on everything. And, so we're good. I promise. Oh, Irene Jobson wants to know if I make money off Tango Shalom, or is that more of a passion piece? Theoretically, I should make money off Tango Shalom, but it's very difficult to get paid for independent movies these days because the way it works. But, theoretically, no, I do own a piece of it as the producer, and it is still playing places. And it's supposed to open in Germany now. It's been pushed to September, but still want to go. Still want to come see you, buddy. So,
nice.
Superhero Displays says, I've access to that UK hard target if you need it. Yes, I do. I do need it.
It's always.
Well, yes, I do. I'm pissed. I'm pissed that there's things coming out in the UK that I can't get shipped here.
Yeah, that's always a negative side.
It is a negative. Like, what's up with that? Yeah. Come on, man. Yeah, Irene, everyone thinks you work in Hollywood, but I hope
money.
I hope that I theoretically, but I would like to make more money off of it. Making independent movies is very difficult to get paid. It's just very difficult to get paid unless you're, and an independent movie like that gets released all around the world, so it takes a long time for it to make its way everywhere.
Yeah.
So, but it's a good question. So, yes.
Okay.
She loved it, though. She says she loved it, and she hopes it'll take... Well, it was blessed by the Pope. That was a big thing. Pope Francis blessed Tango Shalom. That's a true story.
Nice.
Good.
Nice to know.
So does that mean it's the end of our show?
Probably yes. Only one thing from my end. We had a snafu at the beginning, but luckily not on my part, because if the sound was okay, people, perhaps some people may have noticed it, but actually my phone was not plugged in. I'm using a lavalier mic, and I have room to breathe here. So if the
You
sound
sound
was okay
good,
for
buddy.
you, I will use the lavalier mic instead for the coming show. So I can go this way, and the sound should be at equal footing, and I have room, especially if we want to show the stuff. I'm using the full aim, a little bit promotion here, Rob. Comes as a case. Here I got the second transmitter, which I got for a shilling review, Rob. Shilling review, because I only bought one transmitter. Here's my transmitter of it. Here's the receiver for it. So if there was no problem with the sound, and even not out of sync, Rob, I believe. Not once, strangely enough.
Good for you, buddy. Good for you.
Yeah. So I have room to show more stuff. So I'm using my new lavalier mic. As I always say, Rob, the best presents you buy for yourself, for your birthday. This was my own birthday present. And I'm lucky that it functions as I hoped it would. I like my normal mic, but just because we're showing stuff, for me, was always a little bit in the way.
Hey, listen to this.
Yeah.
We just got a super chat in from M. Tarmizi. M. Tarmizi says, "Hey, Rob, an avid fan from Brunei, Southeast Asia.
Ooh.
I just turned 32 today, and here's my birthday treat. By the way, the happening in Cannes now brought back the red carpet memories I attended on my birthday back in 2017. M. Tarmizi got to go to the Cannes Film Festival in their 20s. That's amazing. I love it.
It's great. It is awesome.
Yeah, I think that that's fantastic. And thanks for supporting the channel, M. Tarmizi. What a cool name. Tarmizi. I like it.
Yeah.
Brunei. I like that. Southeast Asia. Very cool. The Sultan of Brunei. We don't have sultans in the United States.
You?
No one's made me. I mean, I'm a viceroy.
Aren't you not the Sultan of something?
The Sultan of, I don't know. I don't think so. I mean, we have the Sultans of Swing, but we know.
Yeah. Okay.
But thank you for that, M. Tarmizi. I wonder, now I want to know, what did you see at the, what were you on the red carpet at the Cannes Film Festival? Did you go up in the, I've been to Cannes. I was there for the market, but I never got to see anything in the Grand Palais, and I would love to. So you got to. I'm jealous. I love it. Love it.
Great.
Yeah. All good. All right, man. That's fantastic.
Okay.
And happy birthday. Happy birthday to M. Tarmizi.
Great. So I think, Rob, we reached a conclusion.
Yeah, I got to figure out why this is my only show that I have these sound issues with. I don't know why that happens.
And before
I blame you. It's your fault.
Yeah, of course. And before I get kicked out of Hollywood, I say, jede Person, die du triffst, hat eine Geschichte zu erzählen, die du noch zu hören hast. Alles, was du tun musst, ist zuhören.
Every person you know has a story to tell that you have yet to hear. And all you have to do is listen. I promise I'm going to have discs next week. Hopefully lots of them. And hopefully I will be broadcasting from a different place. I will have because I'm setting up a second broadcast station, so you'll see my physical media behind me. Hopefully.
Cool.
Yeah. But I'm trying to, I got to get my computer repaired, because I'll have two different computers to be broadcasting from. So yes, I hope so. And on that note, I would say to everybody, watch Lana Ewan's review of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, now available on the channel. And look at, if you're a video game fan, DJ's Architects of Imagination dropped a new episode last night. It's really a great episode with one of the designers from Call of Duty Modern Warfare 1 and 2, which is amazing. So check that out. And hopefully, you'll enjoy all the programming here on the Burnettwork. We might get, I don't know if Roberto is going to do a Que Pasa PGS this afternoon.
Okay, you told us about it.
Yeah, maybe not. I don't know. And then I will be back with the Robservations tonight. And then the penultimate episode of Succession is on too. So
Nice.
It's a big day.
When will it switch to Max Drop? On
Next week?
Tuesday?
I think, Matt, yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Is
Max.
there a new app then that I need to download? Do you know anything, or does it automatically?
I think it does it automatically. Isn't
hope
that
so.
weird that
No,
HBO is going to be gone?
Unbelievable. And the only last thing I wanted to mention, Rob, don't forget, on Friday comes the new movie from your favorite German director, Peter Torwart, who did Bang Boom Bang, Blood Red Sky. This new movie, Blood and Gold, will be out on Friday on Netflix, and I expect you to watch it, and I want to hear your thoughts.
Okay.
At least on that movie.
I will do that. I will absolutely do that. Yes.
Looking forward to it. On Friday. Blood and Gold, people. Watch Blood and Gold.
All right.
Peter out here.
It's true. Oh, wait. TJ Perry. We have somebody fires in a soup. TJ Perry says, "Hey, Rob, huge fan. How do you feel about VR? I'm a collector myself and just invested in PSVR 2. Resident Evil Village is terrifying." Well, here's the thing. I've only played a few VR games, like that Darth Vader game. Yeah. I love VR, and I think that's really the future. I got to get a PSVR thing. I would love to play Resident Evil Village is terrible. Give me that. I would love to play Alien Isolation in VR.
Aren't they working on a new VR for the PS5? I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm sure they are. I mean, it's
because I don't know if you can plug the VR set for the PS4 with the PS5. I don't know. I'm not sure about it.
I don't know. I am not sure. But either way, very exciting. Very exciting.
And Bill Barkley says, "I like Blood Red Sky if that's the one with the vampire on a plane." Yep. Exactly, Bill Barkley. So, Bill,
that's right.
I'm expecting you watch Blood and Gold on Friday from Peter Torwart. Okay.
All right, man. Well, that's it for us. We're out. Buy some discs.
See you next week, people.
Be seeing you.